Hello, and I'm here today with this ATI StrikeForce foldable stock. I watched a lot of videos on it on YouTube here. People assembling the gun and putting it together, even some people making reviews. And what I dislike about the gun, I haven't heard anybody say anything about it. So I'm putting this out there. I normally don't do videos. If you pick up your gun and you feel, well, maybe you just don't like the plastic feel of it, or, there's just something you don't like about it, maybe you've put too much stuff on it. I guess you really can't really do that, but, they give you all these options up front here to put lasers and hand grips and tripods and ties for your sling and flashlight, whatever. Plus, it's really not made to use the fixed sights on it. So you wind up buying some type of optic for the top of it. This is what I got for the top of it. It does make it a little heavier, of course, but it's not going to stress out the actual stock. What I wound up disliking about this stock is right in here and on this side as well. A lot of times you can just see right through it. You can also grab the stock and make it flex a little bit if you wanted to. And the other part about it I noticed when I was at the range was the table had a rail against it, and I put the tripod against the rail, and well, if you watch right here you can see, well, that's going to flex too. The other thing is the trigger. You notice the trigger is loose in there. This is the weakest part of the stock. Once you start weighing it down, it doesn't, I wound up putting a pin in it. Haven't finished this yet, but it's just about done. What I wound up doing was this. I've taken the receiver out of the stock along with the barrel, removing the trigger mechanism from the receiver, and putting the receiver back in. Now, when I put the receiver back in, I tighten down the takedown screw, and then, I'll do this one, and then come back the opposite way. Torque these down so they're right. I wind up coming back here, loosening this, and tighten it back down. Sometimes I'll notice this screw is right up against this edge over here, and sometimes it's where it is now. I notice where it is now, the barrel's just not a lot of tension in any part of it. Even up through here, you can see the barrel should be able to, not be pressed against one side or the other. So once you get that there, of course this trigger mechanism won't be in the way, it won't be there. And I used a pick, this one and another one. Just went in there and I scraped up inside the hole, kept going around, and just, it wasn't scraping there, but I was just putting a lot of pressure and made the hole. You only got to do one hole, actually. I got it where it was, I'm pretty sure it was all the way around. I marked it up good so I could see it. You take the receiver and the barrel back out again. I know you're putting it together, taking it apart, but that's the way, you make sure it's right. And once you get it out, of course, you'll go in from, the top side, and you'll be able to just look in there and see where it was. You went and made the hole. You've got a nice circle scratched in there. And so from the inside, I went with a drill bit this way and got as low as I could. And what I wound up doing was, I used this drill bit. And you got your hole here, and I went through the very top of the hole, trying to, make sure I try to come out the middle on the outside. And then I used another drill bit to make the hole a little bigger. Put the receiver back in, check it out, see where you are, and then the last one was the 3/16. So when you got the 3/16 in there, of course, that's That's the size of the pin. So make it so it fits in there. You put the receiver back in, you got your hole lined up, and then you can use your drill to just drill the other side right out and make your hole on that side. Let me see here. I'm trying to find the drill I actually used on this here. This is it, 3/16. The drill should be able to just fit right in there. See, it's sticking out this side here. You don't have to get it exactly as close as I did. I mean, of course you want to, but you know, if one of these holes winds up being a little bit bigger, it's not all that critical. You're gonna have to go get a nut and bolt for this now. When you nut and bolt, it'll put it together, and it'll also, you know, firm this up and stop that from, you know, going up and down like that. Oddly enough, when I bought this, it came with the little angle piece that came down. It came with this grommet. Now, this grommet here is just a little too big. Doesn't quite go into the hole. And I don't think it's a wise idea to drill the receiver any bigger or anything else. So I'm just going to go to Home Depot. Plus, this really, it isn't wide enough. But, you know, give you an idea, you know, there, that's what one would look like when it's finished on that side. And I'm probably going to get a shoulder bolt similar to what you use, like with a Allen wrench head on it, like this, to go in here and bolt it on this side, nut it on this side with a cap nut. But I'll see what they have. I don't know what they have, but I'll tell you, you know, it's gonna see, just when you pick this gun up, even just by the one piece here, you can tell it's got a, you know, there's some, it's this here. It really is. I've already had a nut and bolt in this thing, and I've, you know, what a difference it makes. Take it all apart. The nut and bolt I had, and it was something you'd put a crib together with, and it, you know, silver and stuff. Not something I'm gonna leave on there. So you get the idea, though. That's what I did. It winds up using the front pin of the trigger mechanism, and I'm sure it's gonna stiffen this thing up and making it more of a true feeling stock instead of a, you know, kind of, you know, there's something wobbly about it. I don't know if you've had that experience with yours. I did with mine. That's how I fixed it. Put this pin back in. But, yeah, there it is. It's definitely an improvement on this rifle. Maybe the way these stocks are made, I know nothing's really exact, so maybe some of them are skinnier or harder to get the receiver in. This was not an issue with this one. This one has definitely gaps on both sides, and you know, plus it's not the strongest thing. I mean, look how that flexes now. You bolt this together like that, it's not going to flex like that. Not going to stop flexing entirely, but I'm sure it's going to like really prevent it. So thanks for watching. If your gun does the same thing, I hope this helps, and good luck.